Hello everyone, it's me again, Matt. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Appreciate you stopping by on today's video. As you can see in the background, this beautiful M4A3E8 Sherman tank is stood predominantly there, and this is to tell you that I am actually in CFB Wainwright. That's why I've been away for some time. I've been doing a leadership course with the Canadian Army Reserves, and I have successfully completed it. Yes, today is the day that we finished our course, and I travel back home tomorrow, and I thought it'd be nice to take a little walk along what's called Patriots Hill, which is a hillside which holds some old military equipment on here in CFB Wainwright, and talk a little bit about what I got up to on my course and my experiences with it, because honestly it was probably one of the best military courses I've ever been on. I had some of the greatest people to work with, some of the best soldiers I think I've ever met in my career, both British and Canadian. And we're going to leave this beautiful tank behind, as beautiful as it is with that 76 behind us there. We're going to head up the hill and talk a little bit about what I got up to. So the weather is absolutely gorgeous here. It's very hot, plus 28, nearly 29. It's been a hot month actually. I've been here for about 3 weeks now, and I've been taking part in what's called Army Junior Leadership Course, which is AJLC. It's the last portion of a 4-module course that starts with mod 1, 2 and 3 for what's called PLQ, or primary leadership qualification, and finally AJLC, which is basically the the army portion of your field and land-based army command training. Very similar to what I did in the British Army with the JCLM course, which we do to get our full screw or full corporal. But in the Canadian Army, we do this course to allow us to qualify for our Master Corporal, which is a leaf above our 2 chevrons. So I have successfully completed the course. It was a lot of fun. I have to tell you, I'm going to take my sunglasses off to be a little bit more personal. It was amazing. We had an absolute blast. I had a fantastic section of people that we worked with. 3-section best section. Just kidding. No, we had a really good time. Let's take a look at the scenery here too on top of Patriots Hill. And we have a beautiful Centurion. There you go. Very, very nice. This is a Centurion Mark III, 1951 to 1976. Very, very nice. You can't turn down a little bit of British armor on my videos, can you? So the course was really very challenging too, mentally and physically. My knee has had better days, but it tested my willpower, because, you know, when you do a course, you expect it to be done. You know, I did it in the British Army, and now I'm kind of doing it again with the Canadian Army. And I'm actually really glad I did. It opened up a whole world of different experiences that are different to the British Army and a different way of doing things. As we see here, we have the beautiful FV432. This is what I actually did my driving license on in the UK. I learned how to drive my first ever tracked vehicle on this beautiful beast behind us. Not this one, unfortunately. But as you can see, it's a cute little 432. It's a troop carrier, just a little armored personnel carrier. But I did my driving test in this in the streets of Borden back in the day. And this one's on top of Patriots Hill, looking very, very nice in its Battis colours. So Battis is British Army Training Unit Suffield. So there's actually a few British vehicles on this hill. We have obviously the Centurion, the 432 here, and we'll keep heading down the road. I'll talk a little bit more about the course. So the course is split into about 3 weeks. The first week is basically all theory in the classroom. You learn about battle procedure more, you learn about section attacks and defensive, basically all military field craft skills that you need to learn to be a leader. And it's kind of forced down your throat. You're not really highly tested on it, but you need to retain it for the field portion. Another vehicle here, Bedford 4-ton. I also did my off-roading license on this vehicle. This is an absolute beast to drive. I don't know if any of you have ever driven one of these before, but they go absolutely everywhere. They're incredible trucks. They really are. They're old school, manual, shift gear. They'll go wherever you want them to go if you drive them correctly. I drove this vehicle back in Leckensfield for my driver training. This one actually has a winch, which is really cool. I did this in my driver training course in Leckensfield in 2005, I think it was. But they are so much fun to drive, and they'll go anywhere. There you go, truck cargo with winch, Bedford Mark. I think it's a Mark 1, 1979. So it's an old vehicle, and they were still using them when I was in. I think they got rid of them for the MAN trucks officially in like 2010. But this thing is absolutely incredible. Like, you could drive this all day long and have no problems. There was also the Leyland DAF 4-ton, which was kind of the bigger brother to this, or the more newer model. They got phased out too. Anyway, so yeah, you do your first week, which is all theory. And it went fine, you know, no real problems. And then you do about 10 days, roughly 2 weeks in the field. And I have to say, as a, British veteran and now Canadian serving, it always gets my blood pumping. I absolutely love working in the field with people who also want to work and succeed, because you don't go onto an AJLC course or a leadership course with soldiers who are not wanting to perform, not wanting to become leaders. If they are, well, they're in the wrong place. Fortunately, everyone in our course that was able to make it through passed. So well done to all my course, AJLC 0173. Proud of you all. I'm sure many of you are going to be watching this wherever you are, back at your home units or back wherever you are living, traveling safe, I hope. Super proud of everyone. We all had our own trials and tribulations and struggles and goods and bad times, but everyone passed, and that's what we wanted. And for the field portion, it really tests your grit. There's some times where even I'm kind of like, what's going on? Because sleep deprivation, and it's hot or it's wet. We had a couple of days where it was absolutely pouring down rain, and we were hitting some brick walls for sure. But it brings you together. The bonding on those kinds of courses, or these kinds of courses, is extramental. Like it tests your might as to how well you can perform under extreme conditions, and that's what you want, especially on a leadership course. It's easy being put into leadership tests and leadership situations where everything's normal, everything's calm, everything's relaxed. But when you're tired, you're running across the field extremely hot or wet, you've got a lot of pressures that are adding to that test of leadership. So, and we definitely got put through it. And I'm not saying, the AJLC is the hardest course in the world. I'm sure many of you watching this are like, oh, mine was harder. Or, this course is harder than that. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, as a course and as a platoon of troops, we got through it and we passed it. And that's what makes me really proud. I'm happy for myself because I got through the course, but knowing that those who were with me and wanted to succeed too passed as well, that's an incredible feat to me. For me personally, I think the hardest thing was knowing that at any one time things will change. 1 minute you're doing section attacks, 1 minute you're doing recce patrols, and the next minute you're getting beasted for something that's you didn't think you would be beasted for. And that's what's really good about courses like this. It kind of puts you on edge, and I haven't been put on edge for a while. Even on mod 3, mod 3, which is the 3 of the 4th courses that you do, focus very heavily on battle procedure. And I passed that one. I did that last year. That was also in Wainwright, Alberta, where I am now, in CFP Wainwright. And it went really well. But this course was a little different. AJLC puts you under a little bit more tempo. We're going to look at some more vehicles here to kind of break this up. Got a dump truck here, some recovery vehicles. These are more Canadian-based vehicles or American-based vehicles. Dump truck, 5 ton, 6x6, IHC Kaiser M51. What else we got here? This looks like a recovery vehicle. I don't believe this one has a sign, unfortunately, and nor does this one. They look like it's got cargo and recovery. We're going to keep heading around Patriots Hill here. Patriots Hill is really cool because it actually gets you to overlook most of the camp. And this is where we do a lot of our practices. We do a lot of PT because using hills for PT is always fun, right? In fact, on my mod 3, I remember using this field in particular to do a lot of my section attacks practice, which was a lot of fun. One of the other challenges that I found on this course was the transition between how the British Army does things and how the Canadian Army does things. Because, of course, I have done this course before in the British Army, and the differences and similarities can kind of confuse you. If you go into a course like this neutral and you don't know anything, it's not a big deal because you just learn. But when you have old mannerisms and old skill sets in your brain still from your old career, it starts to mess with your head. One thing that my section enjoyed thoroughly making fun of me for, and I also thoroughly enjoyed them making fun of me for, was me always using the radio procedure hello. So in the British Army, when we break into a net conversation, we say hello 1-1, this is blah blah. Well, in the Canadian Army, they don't do that. So every time I came on the net, I was saying hello 1-1, this is hello 1, this is 1-1 Charlie, radio message over, blah blah blah. And everybody was just making fun of me. It was a good time. Looks like we've got a GMC M222. This is a Canadian fuel truck right there. Pretty cool. And this looks like a prison bus, but it's not. It's a 2.5 ton 6x6 GMC M220, the Canadian truck. Looks like another cargo truck here. We've got some other interesting vehicles coming up. And most of these are like cargo trucks, kind of older troop transports. But so yeah, that kind of messed with me a little bit. We got another M135 2.5 ton cargo truck there. So yeah, that kind of messed with me, you know, trying to switch between British brain and Canadian brain. Now I'm very solidified in Canadian section attack drills. You know, we don't have Bravo, Alpha, Charlie, Delta. We have Charlie and Delta team. So it's a little confusing. We have a truck van, 3/4 ton, M36 here. A very ugly looking vehicle. So yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice sort of army break. It got my brain back on track and it's made me feel good. It makes me feel good being able to get back into my army brain. It's part of me. It's part of what makes me tick. As much as I love my civilian career, this is what makes me, you know, keeps me running, keeps me happy. Another 3/4 ton M35 there. And here we have a beautiful little tracked vehicle. This, my friends, is the Carrier Command and Reconnaissance Full Tracked Armored Lynx. It's 1967 to 1993. And has a driver, vehicle commander, and observer. Max speed is 42.5 miles per hour. Has a 50 cal on there. And it's basically just like a little miniature M113. You have the 50 cal mounted on the top there. Discharges to the front. Nothing particularly special. Really cool still. I'd always wanted to drive an M113. And the Lynx is something that looks like it could just whip off the line. That's a fast little vehicle. So yeah, and we'll just keep moving along here. But honestly, I just thought I'd do this video to kind of just give you, those of you considering doing PLQ or not doing PLQ. Oh, we have a snake eye bomb here. I don't know if you can see this right there. So this is the Mark 82 500-pound bomb, Snake Eye 1, high speed, low altitude bombing capability, expanded fins to decelerate bomb to allow AC to clear area. So there you go. Fins have been deployed. The spiders have decided to live on top of it. But that is the Snake Eye 1 bomb, and it says it's a 500-pound bomb. You would not want this landing near you. Fortunately enough, it says inert, or I would be a little concerned there. Pretty cool. Looks like it's just about to impact there, so that's really awesome. So if you're considering doing PLQ or not doing PLQ, because a lot of people want to be corporals for life, I would encourage you to reflect upon why you're in the army. Okay? Myself, I wanted the challenge. I wanted to become a leader. I want to teach troops, and I want to teach troops in a good manner and a good fashion. There's a lot of leadership I see in the world that is not good, and I want to be one of those people who breaks that chain of bad leadership, be a good mentor, a coach, not just a shouting pit bull. I want to be someone who can be approachable and lead troops to the point where they will be able to pass on that next level of leadership. And if you're going to be a corporal for life, good for you. I'm not going to judge you, but don't be scared of PLQ. Don't be scared of AJLC. Commit to it. We had a lot of troops on our course who, you know, doubted themselves, I think, and they came out the other end, you know, shining stars. And that's what you want. And that's what I want in my army, is people who want to commit and push forward. And I encourage you to do it. So, you know, each to your own. If you don't want to do it, then so be it. But don't be fearful of PLQ or AJLC. It's not that difficult. It's a challenge for sure. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's totally doable, totally feasible. And especially with the likes of the troops that I had on my course, who are some of the soundest, friendliest, and hardworking, determined soldiers I've ever met in my life, you'll get along very well. And I'm sure whichever platoon you go into, you'll have the same thing. One last vehicle here. We got the reconnaissance vehicle Car Scout 4x4 Liaison Ferret Mark 1. So this is the classic Ferret. Okay? Fast, nippy little thing. I would always love to buy one of these, because I could actually buy one and drive them around. A little scout car. That's pretty cute. So it's like Mr. Bean's military vehicle, really, isn't it? Presented to Camp Wainwright from Lieutenant Colonel M.R. Gentles in 1980. So this has been here for a long time, folks. A long, long time. Anyway, we're going to walk back down to the Sherman and have... In fact, no, we won't. We'll go back to the Centurion. We'll go back to some British armor. So yeah, that's the moral of the story, folks, is, you know, if you want to be a leader in the Canadian Armed Forces, I encourage you to do so. Don't shy away from it. Push hard, work hard. Commit time. I know it's hard as a reservist to get time off courses like this. For me to complete my entire PLQ and AJLC, it's taken me almost 2.5, 3 years, which, you know, is kind of crazy. Normally these courses are done within 3 or 4 month period. With my employer, I was unable to do that. So, you know, I had to split it out, and it takes time, but it's worth it in the end. Thank you all for stopping by in today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and a comment. If you were on my course, I want to thank you all personally again for being a part of my journey and my leadership journey. They're all making fun of me, I'm sure, right now watching this as I just uploaded it. Another cool thing, and I'm not tooting my own horn, is I did get top candidate in my platoon. So I'm kind of humble and happy about that. But again, none of that could have been possible for me to get that without the support and the camaraderie and the bonding I had between my section and my platoon. So thank you all, everyone, on a personal basis. Huge shout out to everyone who has, been there for me on this course, and for those of you back home who have supported me on this to keep me going, whether it be my employer or my family. And again, folks, get into the leadership role. Be a good person before you become a good leader, and make sure you got all your ducks in your row before you come on these courses, and get on it, succeed. The Canadian Army needs leaders, and we need you. So come to beautiful CFB Wainwright and see if you can get qualified. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. All the best. Bye-bye.